The front tire of the moped was up underneath touching the back tire of the moped. Okay, we're all laying on the ground at this point. Somewhere in the collision, the key that, is like this and the key's right here. My body goes forward, my left knee goes into the key. Actually, the key went into my knee, into my kneecap, and broke off. And then it started just filleting my knee like a fish in the wreck. It's just like, that's my collision story to go with the whole collide theme. God wants to reveal himself to each one of you as the great I am. What's true about God in here, is true about God in here. You get what I'm saying? What is true about God back then is true about God now. God wants to have a divine collision with each of you. He wants to reveal himself to you like he did to Moses. He wants you to hear him call you by name in the middle of your messiness. He wants you to know him as the great I am. He wants you to hear him say, I am the God who sees you, all of your sin and all of your broken pieces. I'm the God who hears your cries and your questions, and it concerns me because I want you to be mine with me forever.
We, as human beings, have collided with life. And the fragments and the broken pieces of our lives very often don't even make sense to us. They're just shattered fragments all over the ground. And we can't understand what it even means. It's just a hurt here, a wound here, something that I can't even control here, some of my own personal sin here. It's just all over the place.
It's more important to know who God is than it is to know who you are. Only through the lens of knowing God can you wipe away sort of the pretensions, wipe away the lies and the identity that the culture says that you need to be. Only through seeing God as he is and kind of learning about him and trying to get to know him will help you navigate through these questions that you have. Because God reveals himself as the great I am.
When you're in your pain and you're hurting, God says, look, know that I love you unconditionally, and this pain you are going through, I can use for my good.
And then Jesus uttered the greatest 3 words ever heard and believed. He said, "It is finished." Penalty paid. Debt forgiven. Sin conquered. It's the same 3 words that they would stamp above a jail cell when a prisoner had served his sentence. It means paid in full, and the gates would open and the prisoner would go free. Jesus paid in full the debt for your sin by dying on the cross. And 3 days later, he would conquer death by rising again from that grave. All so he could have a divine collision with you. You see, God is a father who calls you by name. He calls you by name. He says, I want you to be my little boy. I want you to be my little girl. He is a God who sees you. He sees all of your broken pieces. He hears your cries and your questions and your confusion, and he is concerned for you. So he came down and he rescued you through Jesus.